Hello everyone. Whenever you talk about the most important article of Indian Constitution, that is Article 14, right? So that is the reason Prime Minister Modi came in front of the world and said that UCC will get implemented in India so soon, and now it is stable in Parliament. So there is a larger question that can UCC become a law or not? So what Supreme Court of India has already said about it, and what are the different religious communities leaders are saying? We'll get to know all with that. What are the constitutional way that it can be implemented? So when you see India as a larger picture, you will find it out. There is unity in diversity, but with that, there is different religious community living. More than 1,500 languages are there that has to be taken care while implementing this law. So before this, already we know that Rajiv Gandhi government tried to implement it in the Sahabano case in the mid 1980, but that doesn't get implemented because their government party members came in the front of the world and they said that we don't want this. So he has taken that law back at that time. But Narendra Modi government and Rajiv Gandhi government, there is a similarity in both of the times that they have a maximum majority in the parliament. And if you see BJP government, there are two promises which they have already completed about Ram Mandir and the Jammu and Kashmir, and both of them has been done on 5th of August itself. So now it's time for UCC, and that can be also get implemented on the 5th August, because that is coming just after 1 month. So the BJP government, whatever they have in the election manifesto, they have completed it very successfully. So countries which is already following uniform civil code, that shows you, that gives you a shock, because Pakistan, there is a country which is already following uniform civil code, and he is saying India that you don't have to follow uniform civil code because it will hurt the Muslim community. And if you see, there maximum Muslim countries like Turkey, Indonesia, Egypt, these countries are following this uniform civil code because they want to implement Sharia in their country. But there is another example of United States who is successfully running uniform civil code in their diverse country, because United States, you already know that it is the oldest democracy. So in the largest democracy country like India, it can be easily implemented. When we talk about Supreme Court of India, we already know Supreme Court of India has tried to implement it in the past, but it can be implemented by the successful implementation of Parliament. So that is the reason Supreme Court has asked, when in Article 44 it is already given the part 4 that directive principle of state policy should be implemented in the Indian Constitution slowly, then why no government has implemented it till now? Supreme Court judge bench already asked this. And with that, if you see in Indian history, Indian Penal Code 1862, when it came, it asked about the Uniform Civil Code, but the orthodox section came in front of the world and they say that we don't want this. And that happens after the decades. 1930 also, Indian Women Conference sought for the equal rights for the women. Just think for a moment, if that has been implemented, equal rights for the women all over the India, then there is a no law like triple talaq and anything like that. Government has to scrap it, which we have done already in the past. So when you think about the Indian Constitution in 1947, then the legendary person came, B.R. Ambedkar, and he said that Article 44 should be implemented in the real law of fundamental rights of the people. But that has been not implemented. Again, the orthodox section came in front of the world and stopped his idea. So he has given this article in Article 44, directive principle of the state policy, which state cannot enforce it on the people. Neither the Supreme Court can be able to enforce it. That is the reason people are demanding, the Narendra Modi government is demanding right now, that it can become in the Indian Constitution of fundamental rights, so that people have equal rights for the all religion. So in 1995 and 2007, Supreme Court came in front of the world and said that implement UCC now. But in 2018, when there is a chance for Narendra Modi government to implement UCC, at that time they said that it is not necessary nor desirable. That given a shock to the many people, because they have already said in their election manifesto they will implement it. But now the time came 2023, they want to implement it. Many people are saying that is because of the election. I don't know, but it should get implemented, right? So Uttarakhand has already came with the process of framing constitution to have UCC in their state, and Goa is the only state which have UCC in their state from 1961 already by the Portuguese law. And if you need to understand that what is Uniform Civil Code, then you must know Article 44 is talk about Uniform Civil Code in directive principle of the state policy in Part 4, that gives gender justice, national integration, equal law for all, and it will give the more prosperity towards the religion also, if you understand it carefully. So what are the benefits? If you see national integration, and one of the word of preamble, secularism, it will promote secularism in the country, brotherhood and gender justice and the equality it will be promoted by implementing UCC and simplification and rationalization of legal system. Why I am talking about the rationalization of legal system? Because in India there is already 3 crore cases pending over there, and if we can be able to have the single law for all, then it that cases can be able to come to 1 lakh also. That is the word of Supreme Court. So if we can be able to implement UCC in all over India, then we can be able to save the time for Supreme Court, and the people who are suffering because of their irregular cases, and the timing for that can be solved very easily, and modernization of reforms will happen. We already know about that. So important cases related to uniform civil code, if you see, Shah Bano Begum versus Muhammad Ahmad Khan, 1985. When Shah Bano goes to the Supreme Court and asks for the money from her husband, at that time it can't be given because Muslim law is not accepting that. So that is the reason Parliament came with the law of section 125, but that has been removed because the Muslim majority community came in front of the Rajiv Gandhi government and said that we don't want it. So that is the reason Rajiv Gandhi at that time has taken back. But after that, Sarla Mudgal versus Union of India case, if you see, where a Hindu husband has to convert himself to Islam if he married to a Muslim girl, that has been scrapped by the Supreme Court. And when you see Supreme Court, it has a widespread idea, and they want more than anyone to implement Supreme to have a uniform civil code in India. So the law passed under the Modi government already, Sravano versus Union of India in 2017, to have an equal right for the Muslim women by scrapping the triple talaq, we already know. And the constitutional obligation, if you see, that is Article 21, which talks about protect the distinctive culture of all citizens. So here we can be able to protect the distinctive culture, but we should not become a load for the culture, right? So that is the reason Supreme Court said that Article 29(1) is not valid in the case. And when you talk about Article 25, which is the real problem, because they talk about the free profession of practice and propagation of religion. So with these two articles, how Supreme Court is going to deal with it, we'll get to know in the future. And if anything is happening recent, I'll come with the video on that. So thank you for watching till now. Enjoy your day however you want.